Russo's Playbook. All right, what's up, everybody? We're back with another episode of Deep to Right here on Russo's Playbook, hosted by John and myself. How you doing tonight, John?
Doing well, Nick. How about yourself?
I'm good, man. I'm ready to talk some baseball. I know we got a lot to talk about. I know you want to kick it off with news and notes, right?
Yes, sir. Got news, notes, injuries. It's been a busy week. It's been a beautiful week for some baseball. Let's get right into it. 2021, the year of the no-hitter. Spencer Turnbull, Corey Kluber, welcome to the club. Both of them, 9 strikeouts, complete game, no-hitter. Turnbull had 2 walks, Kluber had 1. The major league record for no-hitters over a full season, Nick, is 7. We're at 6, and we're not even through May yet.
And we could argue 7.
Yeah, exact 7 if we're including Mad Bum's notable achievement.
Which we both know was a no-hitter.
It's a no-hitter. So as far as I'm concerned, we're tied. They look at it as only 1 no-hitter away. I don't know what's going on here.
Yeah. I mean, like, my real question is why? How's this happening? You know what I'm saying?
I'm just as confused as you are. I think everybody is, from a little bit of what I've heard and what I've read. Pitchers are having more success with their spin rate, with their pitches. So sliders are sliding more, curves are dropping more. I saw the most disgusting knuckleball I've seen in the past 20 years. The catcher tried to catch it. I'm sorry, I forget which pitcher and which team it was. This thing wrapped around his hand. I mean, it was absolutely incredible of a pitch.
Dude, I used to throw a mean knuckleball in Little League.
Oh, maybe it was you, Nick. You shooting up over here?
Dude, that's why we had to move the show to tonight, dog.
Dude, something's going on with these baseballs. Old heads kind of like it, but if we want to involve this next generation, we want to get more people involved. No hitters are not the way to go. Yeah. We need more energy. We need more excitement. The home runs got to be up. Batting averages are down as a whole. Home runs are down as a whole. Stolen bases, don't get me started. There's an article dropping soon. It's coming. The lost art of the stolen base. It's not here anymore.
Yeah, I hear you. And it's like, it'll catch my attention, a no-hitter, if I get the alert in the 7th inning. Then I'll tune in, you know what I'm saying? But, like, watching a full 9 innings of a no-hitter, come on, you're not catching everybody's eye.
I'd rather watch like the Giants did today of the Reds, just smack them up and down, 19-4. I'd rather watch that than watch a complete game no-hitter, if we're being completely honest.
Yeah, I agree. I agree as well.
Yeah, man. So with all that, we have more incredible pitching. Jack Flaherty is 8-0. It's the best start for a Cardinal since the late, great Bob Gibson did it back in 50s, 60s.
Yeah.
Way before our time. Incredible stuff out of Jack Flaherty. I think he could get to 20, 25 wins this year. He keeps up this pace. Definitely helps that the Cardinals are giving him a ton of run support. Also helps that he's knocking in a few RBIs here and there. Yeah. So incredible to see. I personally, he's one of, if not my favorite player in the league right now. Incredibly fun to watch. He brings the heat, bring the spark, as he says. I love it. Love what Jack Flaherty's doing. 100%. Rays on a streak right now. We're winning 7 straight. We'll touch on why in a little bit. Rays are red hot right now. Red hot. Dave Martinez absolutely lost his mind the other night when Trey Turner was called out at first on what was a strikeout that the catcher threw over the first baseman's head. And I'm not quite sure what really happened after that. They said that Trey Turner ran in the infield line, that he ran out of the base path. It was minimal. I didn't see it. The ball went over the first baseman's head. He was clearly safe at first. There's no argument about that. He was called out on running out of the base path. Dave Martinez came out and lost it. He hucked that first base to Mars like he's LeBron in the Space Jam too. Let's get real here. But we want to keep talking about energy, electricity. I love it. I love the intensity. Dave Martinez, stick up for your players and get it out. Unlike another manager that I'd love to talk about. He's the talk of the league right now for the third time this year for no good reason. 77 years old. Tony La Russa, you dinosaur. Stop. Let's stop what we're doing here.
Yeah.
I don't care that it's a 3-0 count. I don't care how many runs you're up. You play till the last pitch is thrown. Yerman Mercedes took a 3-0 pitch from somebody who wasn't even a pitcher, and he shot that thing to Mars. It was a beautiful sight. It's gorgeous. I have no problem with it. I love it. You play till it's over. You guys suck that bad tonight. Oh, well, try again tomorrow. I don't care. La Russa comes out. Go ahead.
No, I agree with all the fun stuff. I mean, it sounds great and everything. I just with La Russa, he did the take signal, right? Like you take the pitch, you don't, and the guy swung anyway. That's the only thing I could find that I have a problem with. You know what I'm saying?
I understand it. I get that point. Don't give the take. If he wants to lob a 50-mile-per-hour pitch, I get it. Not a pitcher. We kind of touched on this before. I think there should be some kind of mercy limit. Aaron Boone talked about it this week. If you have to bring a position player into the game to pitch, shouldn't be playing the game anymore. And if you don't want things like this to happen, then be better. I don't know what to tell you. Don't give the take signal, Tony. It's not the 70s, 80s anymore. It's not even early 2000s when you were with St. Louis.
Yeah. Yeah, I can agree with that. I can agree with that 100%. It's old school versus new school at this point.
That it is. My biggest problem with this whole situation is that the night after, Yerman Mercedes gets a ball thrown at him. Tony La Russa comes out and says he has no problem with them throwing behind Yerman Mercedes. Are you kidding me? You do not you don't throw your players under the bus like that. And I don't care how wrong you think they are. You stick up for your players.
Yeah, that's where he's wrong. He lost me 100%. That's not even old school. That's just you train of thought right there. You have no clue what you're doing.
It's detrimental. He's gonna. Tim Anderson and Tony La Russa came out, said there's no problems. Everything's kosher. Everything's fine. Yeah. I don't believe it. I don't think you can have a completely healthy clubhouse after that. I just don't think it's a reasonable scenario. I think once you say something like that to your players and really show your true colors, I think that's it. Especially when there's already there's 50-year difference between La Russa and these players.
Well, that's what I was going to say. What are the White Sox thinking hiring him? I mean, 70-something years old. He doesn't need to be a manager in the game anymore at this point.
I don't like to touch on personal issues. Personal issues are personal issues. You're 77 years old, driving absolutely shit-canned. I don't know how you keep your job after that. I really don't.
Yeah, it's absolutely ridiculous to me.
At this point, I think his behavior is detrimental for the league, especially for the White Sox. Took them as my World Series pick. TLR is single-handedly shooting that down for me.
Yeah.
I hate what he's doing, and I love Tony La Russa. I'm a Cardinals fan. He brought us 2 World Series. I'm very grateful. But all good things must come to an end. Yep. It's your time, Tony. It's your time.
Yeah, I agree 100%, man. You can argue at some point, like with the whole, not taking the take signal stuff and swinging at that pitch, but like at that point, it doesn't even matter. He swung, he hit a home run, you move on. You know what I'm saying? You don't the next day and be like, oh yeah, he should get thrown at, or you know what I'm saying? It's okay for him to get thrown at. No, defend your players.
Disgusting.
Yeah, absolutely.
Last little bit of news. We'll touch on a little bit of brighter news. DeGrom's back throwing in low A. Those poor minor leaguers, bro. Let me tell you, this man came out throwing 102 miles per hour, struck out 8 of 9 to the point where the Palm Beach Cardinals social media team said, and I quote, Jacob deGrom is throwing 102 miles per hour. Somebody send help. They were struggling.
Dude, that's ridiculous. You give him, dude, 2 innings max. You don't need to torture the kids like that.
Get that man out of there. He pitched
Exactly.
3 innings, struck 8 out of 9. I think we'll see deGrom back. I don't think there's a problem at all.
Yeah, 100%.
That's it for news and notes, man. Do you want to get into who's hot, who's not?
Yeah, let's roll right into it. I'll start it off with my first one. I got Yu Darvish. Last 3 games, 1-0, 16 innings pitched, is only 2 earned runs and 20 strikeouts. My guy's on fire right
My God, what's up?
now. Yeah, now finally stand up, huh?
Finally looking good on that new team, huh?
Sir, what you got for number 1?
Obviously, number 1, we're going to hit right into another pitcher. Like we talked a little bit about before, Jack Flaherty remains hot. I love him as the NL Cy Young so far. If deGrom keeps missing a few games.
Yeah.
He's incredible, though. He's still young. I think he's 25, 26, 27 years old.
Yep.
Still young. The last 7, he's got 12 innings pitched. He's got 13 strikeouts, 2 wins, a 1.5 ERA. The man's incredible. He leads the league in wins right now. He gets, like I said, he inspires that team. He gets incredible run support from the Cardinals when he pitches. He's a huge reason why the Cardinals are hitting right now.
Yeah, literally the opposite of what deGrom gets.
And I'm not saying deGrom doesn't inspire his teammates. For whatever reason, though, he doesn't get the same treatment Jay Flair does.
Yeah, exactly. But my number 2, I mean, I guess you can call him a pitcher, but with the way he's hitting, he might as well be a hitter at this point. Shohei Ohtani, 26. Yup, 26 at bats, 6 runs, 8 hits, 4 home runs, 7 RBIs, batting .308. This guy pitches.
Give it. As we've talked about him, I think more than any other single subject. Huge fans over. I'm so happy that he's finally getting the recognition that he deserves. Yeah. We are witnessing history.
Yeah.
History.
Yeah, we should enjoy it. Unlike Stephen A. Smith kind of coming at him because his team's below 500, man. I don't get what he's
stick to your basketball cold takes. Stick to your football cold. I don't care. You said it yourself. You don't want to watch baseball. Then don't comment on it. Yeah. This man is making history as it's being seen before our very eyes.
Yeah. And he's
There's
just
no reason.
Yep.
He leads the league in home runs, and which he talked about his incredible stats in a mockingly fashion. It's incredible. Incredible that ESPN and Stephen A. Smith in particular want to clown Shohei for that.
Yeah, absolutely ridiculous. I saw that this morning. You were tweeting about it, man. It just made no sense.
It's despicable. I can't stand it. I don't think he gets enough recognition, but to clown him, I think we both know who the real clown is here.
Especially clowning about your team still below 500. Come on, dude. He's obviously doing his best here.
He's the best player on that team that's not named Mike Trout, and he's doing it all. I don't know what more you want from him.
100%. Who you got for your number 2?
Number 2, keeping it on the cards. The hottest hitter in baseball, Nolan Arenado. He's 12 for his past 25. He's almost batting 500. He's got 4 home runs, which came in 4 straight. He's got 8 RBIs over that time, only 2 strikeouts. Cardinals are slowing down a bit. Arenado and Jay Flair are not. Everybody said they'd have a little bit of worry when Arenado came over from the Rockies. Coors Field is obviously the best hitters park in the league. Can he hit elsewhere? Can he? Yeah, he can. Spoiler alert, he can.
Yeah, exactly.
What do you got, Nick? Give it to me.
I got Freddie Freeman. He's 27 at bats, 7 runs, 8 hits, 3 home runs. Got 7 RBIs, batting .296. Man, he's rocking right now. Rays are rolling.
Yes, sir. I love Freddie Freeman. I think he is just so much fun to watch. His wife gets involved. His kid gets involved. I love the Freeman family. I think they're incredibly good for the sport.
Yeah, 100%. And what's your number 3?
Number 3, like we talked about in the news notes, Rays won 7 straight, Last week, one of the cold players that we talked on was their postseason hero, a Rosario. He was a little cold, striking out a lot. He wasn't walking at all. He had the same on base percentage as his average, which I think was like a .045, something incredibly low over his past 7. This week, turn that right around. 8 for his past 25, 3 home runs, 8 RBIs, but he's got 4 walks to go with those 8 hits. So he's boosted his on base percentage, razor red hot. They're getting the help from the pieces they need, and they need to see that kind of consistency and plate discipline out of Randy on a consistent basis.
Yeah. Yeah. And that division's going to be so fun to watch.
Oh my God, man. That and on a different kind of level, the NL East is also going to be fun to watch. But I think, and the NL Central as well. We got 3 divisions that right at this very second, if I weren't a Yankees or a Cardinals fan, I tell you, I have no idea who's winning those divisions.
Yeah.
No idea.
Yeah. No, it's crazy. It really is. It's close. Everybody's competing right now. Everybody's starting to click.
Yeah, man.
Good for baseball.
Oh, dude, we're in for a good season.
Yeah, for sure. But let's talk about some players that aren't having the best of seasons in the last 7 games. We'll go to our who's not list. So we got my first one, Jesse Winker of the Reds. 28 at bats, only 1 home run, 3 RBIs, only batting .214 with the OBP of 267.
Ooh,
Not looking good. Not looking good.
looking good. OBP is not terrible. I mean, it's not good. Not good by any means. Seems like he's getting on base a little. He might be walking a little more than he's getting hits. But that Reds offense, like we talked about in the power rankings, they started off so hot, so hot. I mean, 3 of their four starting outfielders were in the top 20 for OPS to start the year up until I think last week. They're going to cool down. It's going to happen.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Now, who's your number 1?
Number 1, Jamison Tyone. Corey Kluber's red hot. Garrett Cole's red hot. Tyone's not so much. He hasn't really looked sharp yet this year. We knew he wasn't going to come in and look lights out. Every Yankees fan that wanted them to get pitching this year thought they kind of fleeced the Pirates. Got a nice little pitcher for minimal return. This past week, he's got 8 earned runs over 4 innings. Over 9 innings pitched. He's got 12 Ks over that time, 4 walks, and an 8.05 ERA. Yankees have had questions at pitching for a while. They answered it with Garrett Cole, and then they answered it with Kluber and Tyone. We might have been a hair wrong on the Kluber Musgrove thing.
Yeah, very true.
I love Musgrove slowing down. Kluber's getting hot. I don't think there's anybody in the world that could have predicted that Kluber would be this hot. I saw today a lot of Indians fans very happy for him, which I think is awesome. Tyone and the rest of that pitching staff that's not named Kluber or Cole needs to step this up.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Who's your number 2?
Yeah, we'll roll with number 2. I got Jackie Bradley Jr., the Brewers. 22 at bats, 1 hit, 1 home run, 7 strikeouts, batting .045.
Oh,
Only a 154 on base percentage, dog.
he very well might be the coldest hitter in all of baseball right now.
Getting bad, and it's at a terrible time while they're still waiting for Yelich to get back in the lineup. And this is where he should be stepping up.
Absolutely. Like we just talked about, the NL Central, we're in for a joy of a season with them. So if the Brewers want to keep being competitive and want to stay atop that division with the rising Cubs and the ever hot Cardinals, they're going to need production out of players like JBJ.
Yeah, for sure. And who you got for number 2?
We're going to stick with this red hot division that we're talking about. Seems like we're bouncing between these 3. Let's keep rocking with it. We'll go to the NL East. Pete Alonso. Francisco Lindor. Guys, come on. We've been talking about Lindor for a while now. We've been harping on the same thing that, yes, it might not be the easiest to get into New York. It might not be the easiest to play in. Excuses are over. We're almost 2 months into the season. You got to start playing baseball. It seems like he's on our last 7 cold every single week. He's 3 for his last 23 with 1 home run, 7 strikeouts. He's got more than double the amount of strikeouts than he has hits.
Yeah.
Pete Alonso, 2 for his past 19. I don't expect how the Mets think they can stay competitive. Steve Cohen came out right away and said on Twitter that this is going to be a struggle. Jeff McNeil, Brandon Nimmo, Dom Smith. I mean, it feels like everybody that's not named Pete Alonso or Francisco Lindor is hurt on that team currently. I get it's a tough stretch, but you need production out of these two if they're the only big bats in the lineup right now. Have to have it.
Yeah, and we talked about it on previous episodes. They can't be getting off to this slow start. With all these injuries, and your 2 best players aren't hitting and not doing well. Now you're going to start losing games soon, and it's going to catch up to you.
Absolutely. I mean, between the 2 of them combined, they have 2 home runs in their past 42 at bats. Gentlemen, I love Pete Alonso. I love Francisco Lindor. They're both incredibly fun players to watch when they're hitting the ball. Come on, guys.
Get it going. Get it going here.
Let's rock here a little bit. You got any others that are simply just cold right now?
Yeah, I got another one for you. It's Eddie Rosario, who was included in that Lindor trade, I believe.
Yes, sir.
They're hoping they got something back for him, but right now he's had 25 at-bats, only 3 hits, 4 strikeouts, batting 120 in his last 7. Not good.
My God, Eddie Rosario. We talked last week, or excuse me, not last week. It was on Sunday. We talked about Trevor Rogers, how he was carrying my fantasy team.
Yeah.
That's because we got players like Eddie Rosario that want to see me fail. Guys, Indians were red hot 10-ish days ago. Cool down a little bit. Plesac is suspended. Plesac's not suspended. Plesac is stone cold after he almost threw a no-hitter. His no-hitter got breaking up in the bottom of the 7th, I believe. It's a young team. We talked about Sunday. They're the 15th youngest team in the league. I think they'll be able to piece it together, but Rosario's, like you said, they thought they got something, and he looked like something for a little while, but he's got to bring it.
Yeah, exactly. 100%, I agree. And who's your last one?
That's it for me, man.
My bad. Good. We'll move right on into top 5 power rankings then.
Yes, sir. Let's go right into the power. Before the power rankings, let's get through a couple injuries real quick.
Yes, my apologies. Go ahead.
Oh, you're good, man. Couple big injuries this week. Huascar Ynoa, he's been a stud for the Braves this year. Pitchers who can rake. We love pitchers who can rake over here at Russo's Playbook. Huascar Ynoa can rake. What he can also do is fracture his hand by punching the dugout bench. He's out, expected back mid-July-ish. Joey Votto fractured his left thumb. He's not back until around June 4th. Danny Duffy, who started extremely hot for the Kansas City Royals. Once he got cold, they got cold. The rest of the rotation got cold. He's resting his forearm. They're running more scans. They will reassess at the end of this week, beginning in next week. He's not expected back till at least June 8th. Excuse me. The star of the league, Mike Trout. Everybody wants to see him on the field every day. It's kind of wild to me that the Angels have the 2 faces of the league right now, more or less, and that they can be so far behind 500, be one of the worst teams consistently, to the point where they don't get really any airtime. Yeah. So, kind of blows my mind. He's got a strained calf. He's out till the 2nd of July. That's it. That sucks for the sport to have the best player, borderline of all time, out for a month. Yeah. Shit happens, man. He'll be back. Thankfully, it's only a strain, but he'll be back July 2nd-ish. Last injury I want to touch on real quick is Corey Seeger. He's not going to get surgery for the broken hand. I know we touched on that on Sunday, but he is expected back mid-June, June 18th, 19th. So maybe the Dodgers will get somewhat back to full strength by then.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, they got plenty of time to start clicking again.
Absolutely. But that's it for injuries. If you want to jump right in the top 5, let's
Yeah.
get after it.
You do that, that you can read up on russosplaybook.com as well. But let's jump right into it, John.
Absolutely, man. There's not too much to talk about this week. A lot stayed the same. Red Sox stayed number 1. Like we keep talking. JD Martinez, Xander Bogaerts, Rafael Devers. They're hitting, you're fine. That's honestly for the Red Sox. I mean, I want to see more out of Pivetta. He started hot, slowed down a little bit. I'd like to see some consistency out of Pivetta, but they're raking, man. They're rolling right along still. I think they slowed down quite a bit. Not quite a bit, but for their sake, we might see a little switch up on the power rankings Tuesday, but as of right now, they're still number 1.
Yeah.
You got anything to add on the Red Sox? Or number 2 is the White Sox, the other Sox.
The White Sox are troubling me, man. Yeah, I think, like we talked about earlier in the show, I think they're going to be in a lot of trouble with this whole manager conflict.
I agree. Before that happened, they were 8-2 coming into that. I feel like we talk about the White Sox a lot. They got derailed with losing 2 of their best 3 position players. 1 before the season started, 1 in the first month of the season. 2, their manager just wants to act a consistent ass, it seems.
Yeah.
I agree, though, man. I'm kind of worried about the White Sox at this point.
Yeah, definitely. Now, who's number 3 on your list?
3, we still got the Oakland A's. Number 3 and 4, A's, Giants. They actually flipped this week. A's up to number 3, Giants down to number 4. Nothing really huge. It's just, they're both 6-4 in their past 10. They both continue to look good. Kind of seem to be like a little reminiscent of old teams.
Yeah.
I love it. Like I'm not going to keep beating a dead horse. Giants, 2012 season. You're still getting the same production out of those players. Brandon gets so confusing when 2 of your starters are both named Brandon. I want to say Brandon Belt is out for a couple days. Might be Brandon Crawford. Forgive me.
One of them.
It's one of the Brandons. But that's 1, 2, 3, and 4, kind of the same. White Sox jumped the Cardinals. Cardinals went on a little streak. They dropped out of the top 5. White Sox move in, and the Padres move up to number 5. They move up a spot from 6. They've just been rocking, man. They're in second place in that division, still behind the Giants. I don't think any one of us would have said that the Dodgers would be in 3rd place at this point. But like I said, man.
Tatis Jr. returned yet? I know he had some COVID issues and safety protocols.
Bro, he's back. He's all the way back. He slid into second and overshot second. I mean, to the point where he's 6 feet past. He did a full split to keep his toe on second. 99 out of 100 players are out. 98 out of 100 players are out. Him and Ronald Acuna might be safe at second base. He was like a ballerina dancer, bro. And the next at bat went yard like it's nothing. Welcome back, Fernando.
Love to see it.
Love to see it, dude. But that's it for the power rankings. That's it for me this week.
Yeah, and you catch all this on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify. You catch the power rankings out every Tuesday on russosplaybook.com. You can also catch up on other blogs we put out. We got football, UFC, everything you think of, man. We try and cover everything. And then you catch us again on Sunday for our deep dive in Deep to Right?
Yes, sir. Sundays, we like to get after it a little more. Like we said, Wednesdays, this week's a day late. Wednesdays, we like to run over some stats, injuries, news, and notes. Sundays are a deep dive. We're going to get into it, especially this Sunday. Come check us out. We'll be here.
Yes, sir. We'll catch you guys again Sunday.
Hey, enjoy, everybody.